Welcome back, viewers. This is Sweet Battlescars again, and I am back with another unboxing video. And today we're gonna look at the Dragonborn Statue by Gaming Heads. This is their first in their series of statues of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. And as you guys can see and probably expect, it's a pretty big box. So I'm gonna have to move my camera around a bit, and please bear with me as I try to show you the whole box and the whole statue for that matter, as I can't fit the whole thing in one single frame. So you guys can see here the front of the box and a nice picture of the statue. And here we've got the logo for the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, the logo for Gaming Heads down there, and the logo for Bethesda, who has licensed this statue, obviously. And just gonna show you another quick shot of the front here. Nice, like I said, nice picture of the statue. Now, I don't know if you guys can see here, there's a little crack in the cardboard. It looks like my box got stabbed by something during shipping, and you know, that's kind of unfortunate because I like to keep my boxes nice and clean and pristine, but you know, what are you gonna do? But I've already checked, the statue is fine, so no damage was done to the statue, so that's really good. Otherwise this would have been a different kind of video. So no damage to the statue and we're all good. So we're gonna continue, and I'm gonna turn it around so you guys can see some of the nice pictures on the side, like this one for example, where we get a nice detailed shot of the right hand, it seems, holding the steel sword there. And then we've got a detailed shot of the left arm holding what looks like a dwarven sword. I think that's what that is. And he's okay, so yeah, so I think, sorry, that threw me off for a bit. So yeah, that looks like a dwarven sword. So I'm gonna turn the box around a bit, and in the back we got another picture of the side of the statue there, and then we've got another little brief paragraph on the statue, you know, some details of you know, what went into making the statue, and it's some background story and some of its facts, like its scale. It's 1/6 of a scale, and it's 1,000 pieces worldwide. And we have the name of the artist down there. It's Alejandro Pereira, I think. And as you guys can see, I got product number 13, which is actually a pretty low number. And I think it's pretty cool that I got such a low number. I wasn't expecting that, especially since I ordered this statue kind of late, and I bought it kind of late in the game. It was released in the last quarter of last year, 2013, so definitely about 5 months away, 6 months away. So definitely wasn't expecting such a low number. But you know, it's good. I'm really happy that this happened. Of course, I'm always trying to get low edition numbers for these statues, so that's you know, pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. We've got the other side of the box, and we've got another picture of the kind of upper area of the statue, the upper torso. And we've got a nice detail shot on the helmet. So looks pretty good. It serves as a teaser for the statue inside the box, so it's it serves its purpose. So I'm gonna try to move the box around here so I can kind of do a better job at opening the box. So I'm gonna try to get everything on camera. Again, it's a big box, so it's going to be a little difficult, and I'm going to try to open it from this angle right here. And I think you guys can see here, this is the inside of this is the styrofoam frame around the statue, and I think you guys can see here some of these awesome details, especially the carving here on the styrofoam of the statue, a nice relief on the foam, and I really appreciate when companies do that. First for Figures also does that, so I'm not surprised that Gaming Heads does this as well, and I really love the little details that go into making these statues and the little details that they put into even their packaging here. And I really like that. I really like seeing those things. So I've already cut the tape here on the bottom, so I'm just gonna go ahead and remove the upper portion of this styrofoam, which actually I think I should have maybe opened it the other way. I think the piece that I was supposed to remove is the piece that they are now sitting on, because the pieces are just kind of floating there, but it's fine. We can see the pieces here, the various pieces that go into the various pieces that go into the statue. So we got the head there, and the base down there, the body. I'm gonna try to just remove some of the pieces here, since I guess there's no point in kind of looking at how they were packaging, since I removed the other side of the styrofoam. So we're gonna take these out of the plastic wrappers. As you guys can see, they're just kind of sitting here now that I pulled the top part, and they come nicely packaged in plastic, as these statues usually do. And I'm gonna show you detail shots of everything, as I'm sure you guys want to see how these statues are packaged and whatnot. So we've got the head here first out of the plastic bag, and again, really awesome detail. I'm gonna save the the inspection of the details for when the statue is actually put together. We're gonna remove now the plastic from the torso, which is the main component of the statue. And here is some of that awesome detail that I told you about. Some of this like faux leather that they've painted on the statue, and some of this fur detail, which again we're gonna talk about this more in detail as I put the figure together. So we're gonna continue to remove some of these. We're gonna get this arm. I think this is the right arm. Yes. So we've got the right arm here with a steel sword. That's what it looks like. Yes, this looks like a steel sword from the game. It's got some nice weathering there, and some nice details on the top here. We've got some more of that fur. And I really like mixed media in my statues. I appreciate that a lot. I really like it when companies use different materials for statues. We've got the other arm, the right arm. You guys can see the little peg and the mechanical joint that goes into the torso of the statue. So that is how we will put this together. It looks pretty nicely cast, and he is holding a dwarven weapon. Looks like a dwarven sword, but we're gonna also look at detail of the dragon that's on the base. This is actually part of the base. So we've got the peg and that goes into the base, and we've got some of the details on the tail. I don't think that this is Alduin's tail, because it might be just some other dragon, because Alduin's tail is like bigger, a little thicker kind of on the end here, so I think at the tip, so I think this is some other dragon's tail. I don't think it's Alduin, even though the color is pretty close to Alduin's. So we've got the base now here with the rest of the dragon's tail, and this is, as you can imagine, a very massive, heavy base. You guys can expect, this is made out of polystone resin, so it's a very high quality material, and it's can be expected of a base. It's very heavy. And I'm gonna show you the bottom here, and we've got the nice bottom of the base. Sorry, we've got the Skyrim logo there, the Dragonborn name of the statue. We've got a nice picture here, and the Skyrim logo, and the number 13 for my piece. That is, I still can't believe that I got such a low number for my statue, so I'm really pleased with that. And this is solid polystone, as I mentioned before, so It's very heavy, it's very massive, and again, polystone makes for some really great details, as you guys will see on the statue, but you guys can see it here on the base. If you've got this kind of, I don't know if it's volcanic stone, maybe not, it just looks like the peak of a mountain, so it's probably some sort of, stone. I can't, maybe granite, I don't know, but it's, it's a very dark color for the base. So we're gonna put it on the table here and try to maybe put it all together. And before that, I'm gonna show you my card here, my authentication card or my validation card that came with the statue. So it's pretty cool. I'm covering the number here because I still have to validate it online. So it's it's nice that these statues come with this nice little card here as expected. And now I'm gonna go ahead and try to put this thing together. I hope I don't break anything. I really don't want to break anything, and I guess I gotta probably turn this around. Yep, I think it's the wrong side, so let's turn it around and let's see if we can, we got the little metallic peg there that will slide into that little slot in there, and it should go in like so. Yep, that looks about right. That looks good. Okay, so that's how it sits on its base, and it's got a little kind of string there hanging. But we got a base and the body of the figure kind of looking headless. So we're gonna focus on the top here to maybe zoom in a little bit, and we've got the right arm here with the peg that will go into the lower portion of the arm here, and it should just sliding nice and smoothly. But sometimes these joints will be very snug because obviously this arm. Okay, so as you guys can see here, this is it's a little hard to put in, and it's expected because this arm is kind of hanging from the rest of the body, so you don't want that falling off. So as you guys can see, I've put it in there, but it was very difficult. I really didn't want to damage the fur that's there, so I was able to put it in. And this is the fur detail here that I really didn't want to damage. And the polystone was kind of tight on the mechanical joint, but I was able to put it in. So it was difficult. As I was trying to slide it in there or push it in, I really didn't want to pull on these little pieces of fur and the string. So I finally was able to put it all together. I managed to assemble it. So again, it was kind of snug. I don't know if all statues are like this. I haven't seen or read any reviews on this statue, but in my experience, my statue, again, this arm was kind of difficult to put together. So if any of you out there owns the statue, let me know if you had the same experience. So now we've got the left arm here, and we've got the peg there, and the nice mechanical joint there that will slide into the torso. And so this will just go in, and it's super easy and smooth. So this one fits in a lot easier, and it's pretty logical. And you guys can see here the seam is left on the edge of the armor, so you guys really don't get any seam lines because it just looks like the armor is there. So I really love that Gaming Heads did this. I'm really stoked about that, because then you really don't have any seams on the statue. You can't see any seams. So I really love it when statues hide their seams really successfully. So I love that this statue does this really well. So we're gonna put it down here, and now we got the head with a little magnet here, it looks like, and this should just slide in to the torso very easily, like so. And of course we got the seam line on where the armor is, where the armor meets the neck, the lower neck. So you guys can see there, virtually no seam line on the statue. So a very clever move by Gaming Head. So now we got our dragon tail with the metal peg here, and it should go into this little slot here that I'm gonna, again, it shouldn't be too snug as this piece looks pretty secure. So we're gonna slide it in there like so, and that's right. Okay, I think it's really in there. So don't want this tail falling off. It's a pretty big piece, and polystone is heavy, so even for a thin piece like this, it's still pretty heavy. So that's it for the assembly. So you just got the tail, the head, and the two arms to put into the body, and of course the body on the stone. So now we've got our statue fully assembled here, and you guys can start to admire the level of detail that went into this statue. I mean, this is truly fantastic. I've been collecting statues and figures for some time. I wouldn't call myself an expert by any means, but from my experience, this statue is pretty incredible. I only own a handful of statues, so I haven't seen this level of like detail and mixed media. I mean, the first four figures, all the statues are nice, but I don't think they go into this much detail. Like this mixed media, this is something that definitely puts it up there for me. The use of mixed media, I love the use of mixed media, and you guys can see here as I'm gonna focus on the fur detail. This is synthetic leather. Synthetic fur. I really don't think it's real fur by any means. So, but I mean, even so, it gives it a nice detail. You guys can see the fur just kind of hanging over his legs, so it definitely looks like it's part of his armor, and it looks like what someone would wear up in the north. And you got some of those details here in the arm too, and we've got some of this hand tailored fabric here also. If my camera can focus, I can show you these details with the string here that kind of hold his armor together. Okay, here we go, focused. So this is what I was talking about, some fabric. This is actual fabric. It's kind of, I think, maybe glued onto the polystone, but this part isn't. You guys can see here that I can kind of move this little knot around where it was actually tied, so where the fabric was actually tied. So that is pretty amazing. This is what I'm talking about when I say mixed media. Another detail to note is the leather here, the faux leather. It's actually been sculpted by out of polystone. It's not actual synthetic leather or anything, but the paint job on it is so good that it makes it look like like actual leather. So you can call it, I don't think it's faux leather because it's not actually any type of leather. It's just polystone that's been carved and painted to look like leather, and it looks fantastic. I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. It looks really great. We've got the helmet also here with an amazing paint job. It looks like real metal. The patina on it is really truly fantastic. If my camera can focus, I can show you the detail a little closer here. You guys can see okay, let's see. All right, so you guys can see here the patina on the it's actually, I don't know if I can call it a patina. It's not actual metal, but you guys can see the metal effect, kind of a patina look on it. And the hair, I don't know, the hair looks a little weird to me. It hasn't been detailed as much as other areas of the statue. So, you can see a few strands of hair there and some nice coloration. So it's okay. And we got some leftover paint there on the back of the helmet. So, I'm not crazy about the hair, but, I guess it's fine. It's just hair. And as we move around the statue, you guys can see more of that metallic paint. It looks really awesome. We got some Battlescars here, some weathering on the metal. So it looks like the real thing. And there is our Dovahkiin's face, the Dragonborn. He is obviously in North, and you guys can see his expression there. He's very determined. You can see his eyes, his mouth, his chin, and you can't really see his nose. I guess if you kind of go down a bit, you can see, his nose, but, the details of his face are dialed in nicely. So it's all in there. And but of course you can just move down and appreciate all of the details on the armor, the metal plate on his chest. And I can't get over this the way they painted and sculpted this leather, and also just the skin. As I pointed out here, the skin looks like actual skin. I mean, the paint job on it is really good. You guys can see some kind of spots there on his skin that just makes it look so realistic. And looks like realism is really what they were going for with this statue, and I think they've accomplished it. I mean, everything looks very nicely dialed in. So something I gotta say is this is my first Gaming Heads statue, and so far I can say I'm very impressed. And I think I gotta go check out some other products they have. I think stuff from Portal and Team Fortress. I think I saw some stuff from can't remember what other games. I gotta go back to their website. They have a lot of stuff there. I think Fallout also. So gotta check it out again, and maybe I'll buy another statue from their website, as I'm very impressed with this statue here. Really awesome. I'm so glad that I got it. So we're gonna keep moving here with the details, and we got some more of that fabric on the arm here with a little knot tied in, and again some more kind of faux leather here for the hand that's been nicely painted. And of course more fur there. We've got a nice steel sword there with the handle and everything, and again some more polystone here that looks like leather because it's been painted so well, but of course it's more polystone, no leather anywhere. We've got the other arm with a dwarven sword, or maybe a dwarven dagger. I don't know. It looks maybe like a dagger, but you can see some weathering there. And if we go back to the steel sword, you can see some weathering on this sword as well. So nice weathering effects on this sword and the dwarven dagger, I think it is. So now we go down to the boots. And you guys can see that nothing has been neglected. Everything has been dialed in nicely. You guys can see some more of that fabric, that string there on his boots. Really nicely painted, and the metal plates also look great. Moving up here to this dragon's tail, there's a little strand of red paint there, and we've got the point there that goes almost to his shoulders. And it goes down, and there's a very nice curve there that kind of helps move your eye down, to the base of the statue, and it keeps moving around the statue, and again it guides the eye very nicely around the statue, and it ends there. And now we've got the base here, and as I was talking a little bit about it when I took it out of the box, and I gotta say there's a lot of detail that went into the making of this statue, and I wish the base was just a little more consistent with that. The camera is not doing it any justice, I can tell you that. It has like a weird bluish tone on camera as I see it now, but in real life, in reality, it looks a little darker. So there's a little more contrast between these sort of highlights and some of the shadows on the stone. So there's a little more contrast in reality, but I wish they would have pushed that a little further, a little more shadows. I think there are enough highlights, but a few more shadows to kind of make it pop, just gonna exactly like the statue, that it pops. You can see all of the details on the statue and the highlights and the shadows. I wish some deeper tones here, maybe around some of the crevices, some of these little nooks in the stone, just a little more detail to make it pop, just like the statue. Again, maybe this is me being picky, and I am nitpicking. Again, this is a fantastic statue. Even the base looks great, but again, if I'm being picky, I would say just a little more detail on the stone, on the rock here. So I think that about covers just going over the details of the statue. And I guess this was an unboxing and a kind of mini review. And again, all I can say is this statue is fantastic. It's made out of polystone, really high quality polystone, mixed media with it's got mixed media with some synthetic fur and some fabrics there. And of course, the paint job is just incredible. The leather here, the way they gave the leather, those effects is just really great. And I want to zoom out here a little bit more so I can kind of give you the bigger picture, but I guess this is as good as it's gonna get. So here is the entire statue, and you get a sense of the whole figure here. And I'm gonna pull out my ruler here so we can see the height. The website claims it's 16 inches, so we're gonna see, and it actually is. It's about 16 inches, maybe even a little more, maybe close to 16 and a quarter. But you know, let's just call it 16 inches. So pretty accurate in terms of the height. And you know, it doesn't really matter, but just want to make sure that everything's right. Again, I'm very impressed with this statue, especially since it's my first gaming head statue, and you know, I love all of the details that went into it. I think that there are still some in stock on their website. There was you know, only 1,000 of these made worldwide, and I was lucky enough to get one of these, you know, again, so late. The exclusive version has like an extra arm there where I just pointed, and then an extra head here. You know, without the helmet that just kind of shows the head of the character. But I like this helmet a lot more. You know, and then that arm with the flame didn't really add much more, you know, much more into the statue, into the effects of the statue. In my opinion, it didn't really add that much more. So I didn't really feel compelled to you know, to buy that exclusive. Of course, I didn't really have a chance. I saw it on eBay, and you know, it's going for a lot of money, so I wasn't really attractive. I wasn't really drawn to getting that exclusive version, and I am very happy with this version, so I'm glad I was able to get it. Again, I got it very late after its release, and these are getting only they're only becoming more rare, so it's gonna be more difficult to find these in the future. And like I said, they went on sale last year, at the end of last year. So you know, it's a few months. It's been a few months since this was released. And again, during that time, I was spending money on like my PS4 and other games, so I really couldn't get this statue. So I'm really excited and happy that I was able to get it. So I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. Please feel free to like and subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, please comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think of this statue. Some of you maybe own this statue as well, so let me know what your thoughts are on this statue. And of course, I am always excited to answer any questions you might have on this statue. So thank you again so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.